Hi guys, welcome to this video. I'm Prashant, I'm the founder of Word Pandit, and I'm bringing this series of videos to you wherein I explain previous year CAT questions. In this particular video, we've got a CAT 2018 paragraph summary question. Before you go through the video solution, make sure you solve the question. Just pause the video, solve the question, and go through the video solution. Now, as far as this question is concerned, before we go through the answer options, let's understand what the paragraph is about. Remember, in a paragraph summary question, you've got to identify the best summary for the paragraph. Effectively, you've got to summarize the passage, identify its gist, its main point, its central idea. So understanding the paragraph is the key to everything here, right? So let's get started here. The paragraph is about artificial embryo twinning, right? Now, what is the word twinning? Have you heard this before? You should have. It's a word which is used a lot when people wear the same clothes, right? So as far as the word twinning goes with respect to embryos and children, it's the process of producing two offspring at the same time. That's when you have twins, right? So here they are using this technique, artificial embryo twinning, to make clones. What does this name suggest? As the name suggests, this technique mimics. So that means it copies the natural process that creates identical twins. Now the author is going to explain what happens in nature. In nature, twins form very early in development. When the embryo splits into two, twinning happens in the first days after the egg and sperm join, while the embryo is made of just a small number of unspecialized cells. So now twinning, when does it happen? It happens in the first days when the egg and sperm join, when the embryo is just consisting of unspecialized cells, a small number of. Each half of the embryo continues dividing on its own, ultimately developing into separate complete individuals. Since they develop from the same fertilized egg, so that means this process happens after fertilization. The resulting individuals are genetically identical, right? So this is the process of formation of twins. This is how twinning happens. Artificial embryo twinning mimics this, right? Now, two options that we eliminate immediately are B and C. Why do we eliminate them immediately? Look at option number B. Artificial embryo twinning is low tech, unlike the natural development of identical twins. This is wrong. The process is like the natural development, not unlike, ruled out. Option number C, artificial embryo twinning is just like the natural development of twins, where during fertilization twins are formed. Twins are not formed during fertilization, they are formed after fertilization, right? So option number C is also ruled out, B is also ruled out. A and D are the two close options. Option number D states artificial embryo twinning is low tech. Option number A also says the same. So they are same till this point, and is close to the natural development of twins, where the embryo splits into two identical twins. And option number A says, and mimetic of the natural development of genetically identical twins from the embryo after fertilization. Now you've got to identify whether it is mimetic of the natural development or it is close to the natural development. What has the author implied? The author has implied it mimics the natural process that creates identical twins. Mimetic means nothing else, but it means to mimic something. So mimetic is derived from the word mimic itself. Now, which is the sentiment implied by the author in this particular question? The sentiment implied is mimetic here, not is close to the natural development. Artificial embryo twinning is not something which is close to the natural development of twins, right? So when he says artificial embryo twinning is close to the natural development, that means this process is nearly the same as natural development of twins, right? It's close to it, it's related to it, whereas the author suggests it mimics it. So these two things are very, very different. So being close to something would imply there is a strong parallel between the two. Mimicking something would imply one thing is copying the other. What is happening here? The sentiment which is given to us is mimic in this case and not close to. Hence the correct answer here is option number A. This is a question which requires careful analysis. Only when you read this very, very carefully do you spot the small details. Option number C has a small detail where it says during fertilization, whereas it should be after fertilization. A and D, another small little difference. So you've got to catch these small little differences in order to identify the correct answer. Hopefully so you're clear with the question now. Thank you very much for watching this video and happy learning.